You faced a challenge. You began tentatively but soldiered on. In collaboration with the chef, you put in a lot of hard work. And so, this is where the rubber hits the road. You have put in place those last couple of bricks which will be the basis for your pricing proposal and recommendation. Did you succeed? Is the owner going to be pleased with you? Let us see what transpired. Hello and welcome back to the Restaurant Profit Nirvana series. The Restaurant Profit Nirvana series consists of micro courses which will illustrate one key concept toward boosting restaurant profits. We are currently discussing the concept of restaurant pricing. The How to Price for Restaurant Profits is a three-part series which dives deep into the world of restaurant menu pricing. This deep dive focuses on how pricing can be made the roadmap to higher and consistent profits. This is the final part 3 of the How to Price for Restaurant Profits three-part series. In part 1, we discussed key concepts of the pricing essentials. In part 2, we went about on our menu engineering analysis with information on volume, cost, and price, and arrived at total revenues for the 3 sales mixes we created. In this part, we will look at completing the picture by building in cost and profit into the equation and making a recommendation to the owner on the 3 sales mixes. In this micro course, you will master the key concepts of contribution margin magic. You will look at volume factors, price factors, along with combinations that can deliver highest revenues and profits. We completed part 2 of the Pricing for Restaurant Profits series with the calculation of revenues for our 3 sales mixes. We will now move on to calculation of costs and the most important of them all, profits. We will also see how contribution margin weaves its magic to achieve the highest profits. First though, let us calculate the total costs for the 3 sales mixes, just like we did for the revenues. We have calculated the total costs for the 3 sales mixes just like we did for the revenues. Again, we can see that despite the total estimated quantity to be sold being the same for all 3 sales mixes, the total costs are different. This is because the menu items do not have the same unit costs. Also, the different total costs for the 3 sales mixes impact profits, as we will see shortly, and also how we will analyze the same. Let us pick sales mix 3. You can pick any of the others too for an important observation about quantity sold, or in our example, the estimated quantity to be sold. Note that the turkey burger has the lowest estimated quantity to be sold, while mega onion rings has the highest. Quantity sold has a great impact on total cost in tandem with unit cost. So far, we have only arrived at total revenues and total costs for our 3 sales mixes. The target is of course to achieve the highest profits. This we will do by deducting total costs from total revenues for the three sales mixes. We will then analyze what we have calculated. Yes, we have finally got to see the contribution margin magic. It is a huge cog in the wheel of the pricing proposal you will present before the owner. This is Sales Mix 1. This is Sales Mix 2 with the contribution margin. Here we understand how each element in the sales mix impacts the final contribution margin or gross profit. This is Sales Mix 3 with the contribution margin. Notice that the identical total estimated quantities sold in all three sales mixes achieved different contribution margins. Let us take a look at the gross profit or contribution margin drill down technique. The drill down approach for analysis of gross profit or contribution margin shows how contributions form the foundation for the final result and how these combinations are impacted by unit price and cost and quantity sold. A powerful lesson in the pricing for restaurant profits journey we have taken. Let us get to your work assignment 2. This is the Taste Buds Excel Work Assignment 2 download instructions. Using the Taste Buds Restaurant Menu Item List Work Assignment 2 Excel file, follow the instructions in the next slide. Here are the instructions for the Taste Buds Restaurant Excel Work Assignment 2. In part 2 of the Pricing for Restaurant Profit series, we compiled the revenues for our three sales mixes. Let us now analyze and discover some critical factors in the achievement of the highest profits that your owner is obsessed about. Let us pick one highest revenue item and see how it fares with profit. So, a highest revenue menu item need not be the highest profit menu item. This is because of elements that affect revenues and profits. You have some questions to answer here. Before we get into the relationship between revenues and profits, let us revisit our findings so far. The power of contribution margin. How to arrive at contribution margin or gross profit. An important point to remember is the difference between contribution margin and departmental profit. The two are related but totally different. The former uses variable costs while the latter total costs. Let us go back to the highest revenue and profit menu item example we saw earlier for some important conclusions. So to reiterate, the highest revenue menu item need not be, can be though, the highest profit menu item. How does this impact contribution margin? Let us see. Here we have restated the highest profit menu item as the highest contribution margin menu item. This is a game changer. So the moral of the story is that we aim for the menu item with the highest contribution margin, not revenues or even profit. This means also that your pricing proposal to your owner will focus on the menu items in the sales mixes with the highest contribution margin. That will deliver your owner's highest profit. Since we have dealt with sales mixes so much, let us quickly and visually depict how sales mix is arrived at. This is for your further review. Go back to your restaurant operation and find out differences between the contribution margin and the departmental profit. It will be an eye-opener. Let us close the discussion for this final part of pricing for restaurant profits with a key observation. This will also feature your pricing proposal to your owner. Because of the power of contribution margin, rather than not sell a menu item, even a menu item sold with lesser price will add to restaurant profits. And so, now to the moment of reckoning, your pricing proposal to your owner. You put in place those last couple of bricks which were the basis for your pricing proposal and recommendation. You presented to your owner the results of what you learned in these three parts of the Pricing for Restaurant Profits micro courses. You told your owner that the menu prices with the highest contribution margin were the ones you have included in your menu engineering analysis. This will deliver his highest profits demand. Did you succeed? Yes, indeed. Well done, said the owner, who was impressed with your findings and recommendation. He has asked you to go ahead and implement the proposal. You have prevailed. It has been a long and tough journey, but your perseverance has paid off. Kudos to that. To continue this exciting journey, all is well that ends well, and to master hotel and restaurant profitability concepts, register for courses. Some of them are free for you to try out. See you in another micro course of Profits Masterclass. Here is to your continued success.